Hey, fan bros, we're here with Matt Ryan here in the press room, not on the set, on the press room for Justice League Dark, doing some press. Matt Ryan plays Constantine. You know him. I mean, he's been playing Constantine for a while, and now he's playing Constantine again in the animated series. So you were talking about that you read the original Hellblazer books. So, I mean, there's some dark stuff at some points. But you never really got that dark on Constantine the show or before, but so are we going to see that side of Constantine in Justice League Dark?
Well, what's interesting is I've just watched it, and it is a lot darker than I thought. I mean, those original Hellblazer comics are just, man, when I read them, I was just like, this, and obviously for the, the TV show was on network TV, there's a certain tone and things you have to go for. We weren't able to kind of do some of the darker stuff, which I would have really liked to do, and that part of the character to explore that. But yeah, you definitely get to see, some really interesting stuff, and his relationships with different characters that we didn't get to explore on the TV show, like Zatanna and Deadman and Batman and Swamp Thing, all of whom he has various precarious relationships with, and that was a really fun thing to explore.
Nice. And so you say that this is much more of a darker tale. So are we going to get? I mean, obviously it's an animated, straight to DVD, straight to Blu-ray, everything. So there's no holds barred in this, right?
Yeah, I mean, like for an animation, when I watched it, I was kind of surprised, really. Some of it can be is a little gruesome, and there's definitely some swear words in there that made me turn my eyes up, And it's a really fun movie, and it's fun, and it's got action, and it's also got that horror element to it as well, and I think the fans will really like it.
Okay. What's your favorite part about playing such an iconic character like Constantine?
Oh man, he's just like he's a wisecracking street magician who will stick his middle finger up to the devil as he's crawling his way back from hell. He don't give a shit. That's what's great about him. But underneath, he's got a soul. He does have a soul, and he does have humanity to him, even though it's pretty screwed up. And ultimately, he's someone who's driven to do the good thing for the whole of humanity, even though he might sacrifice a bunch of his friends along the way. He's such a three-dimensional, complex character, and I think that to explore that and kind of delve into that is just a really interesting kind of an interesting part to play.
Definitely, because that's always been one of my favorite things about him. Like when I read the books, I was like, Jesus, this guy, and the stuff he goes through is really dark. But like you said, at the same time, not a heart of gold, but a heart of bronze maybe somewhere.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, that he will sacrifice his best friend for humanity.
Yeah.
He will make the hardest decision for the greater good. But then, he's human. He's flawed. Yeah. That's what I like about him, and as opposed to like lots of other superheroes who, can be a lot more two-dimensional then in terms of what powers they have and stuff. Constantine's very complex, and that's what really drew me to him.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us here on Fan Bros Show today. Thank you. Congratulations.